Hey everybody, I'm Justin with AmericanTrucks.com, and this is going to be my detailed review and install of Bully Dog's Rapid Flow Stage 2 cold air intake system, available for your 2009 to 2010 5.4 F-150. The Bully Dog Rapid Flow Stage 2 will be one of your most affordable in the category when searching for a sealed enclosure at the low $300 price point. Now, this no tune required intake will give you a small bump in underhood appearance in addition to a small bump in power as well, and we'll get a simple 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter from me, but we will have some more detail on that later on. I'm sure most truck owners by now have either seen or heard of Bully Dog at one point or another. They're huge in the truck world, typically with their handheld tuning devices, but lately I've been getting into the aftermarket intake game as well for both gas and diesel applications. And so far my experience has been very positive. The fitment and finish is all very solid, and the price is very attractive compared to some of your other options in the category. But let's break this thing down a little bit further from a construction standpoint, and what you're looking at on the surface here, guys, is a lot of durable injection molded ABS plastic for the MAF housing, the intake tube, and also the airbox lid itself. I like this because it's typically a little bit better at reducing heat soak, and the all black construction will look good under the hood. That Bully Dog logo is displayed loud and proud on the airbox, pumping up the underhood appearance a little bit, but just mainly adding some more branding. Now, aside from the looks and construction of the Bully Dog Rapid Flow Stage 2, they are also including one of their proprietary 8-layer cotton gauze filters. It is an oiled filter, it is washable and reusable, so after a few thousand miles, this thing gets a little dirty, hose it off, re-oil it, and you're good to go. And you're actually gonna save yourself a few bucks in the process because you're not gonna have to replace those cheap paper element factory filters every few months or so. Now, earlier in the video, I did point out that this is one of only a handful of options for your 5.4 that's gonna deliver that sealed enclosure for your airbox. A majority of the aftermarket cold airs for this particular power plant and for trucks in general will just incorporate some kind of open element design, meaning the filter is exposed. You're gonna get a lot more noise that way, but in my opinion, you're not getting all the benefits of the sealed enclosure, blocking out that hot engine bay air, but also isolating that fresh cold air coming in from the factory ducting. And this is made possible because the Bully Dog does retain the lower portion of the factory airbox. Again, something I like because it is gonna retain all of that cold air ducting, making sure it gets right to that 8-layer filter. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are watching this probably going, well, what can I expect power-wise to my 5.4 when bolting up the Bully Dog? And I'll be completely honest with you guys, Bully Dog doesn't give us any specific claims when checking out this intake, but they do claim that it will make more than your factory airbox. So my experience tends to be with a no tune required intake like this. Expect high single digits, low double digits as kind of your best case scenario here. Again, this is a new tune required intake, meaning you can bolt it up and go without spending the extra money on a custom calibration. Of course, adding one will only maximize your gains, but at that point, you're gonna be seeing a lot more of those gains coming from the tune itself. In addition to those power benefits, you can also look forward to a slightly improved throttle response. Some of your other benefits do include better throttle response here with the Bully Dog, and they claim slightly better fuel miles per gallon, but I wouldn't bet on that because chances are you're probably gonna be laying into the truck a little bit more with the intake in place. Switching gears, let's get into the install a little bit further. And guys, like I mentioned earlier, expect a very easy day in the garage. 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter here, 30 minutes to an hour of your time depending on your expertise and just how fast you work. Very basic hand tools as well. Flathead screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver, Torx tool to remove that mass airflow sensor, and that's about it. Bully Dog does include everything else needed to complete the installation in the actual box. Before you can install the new stuff, you have to remove the old stuff, right? So get to work uninstalling that factory intake, disconnecting the connection at the throttle body, removing any hoses in the mass airflow connection, and then lift the entire assembly out of the engine bay. With the factory intake and filter out of the way, get to work assembling the new Bully Dog kit here. This includes swapping over your mass airflow sensor to the new housing, assembling that into the airbox, and then finally installing the Bully Dog filter, tightening up with the included clamps. Once that is complete, you can go ahead and assemble the intake tube itself using those included couplers, and then drop the entire assembly into the engine bay. Secure the clamp at the throttle body, plug in your hoses and that mass airflow sensor, and your installation is complete. Enclosing the Bully Dog intake with its sealed enclosure does make it a bit of a rarity in this price point and makes it very appealing to the owners who are after that sort of design. Factor in the great fit and finish, the very stealthy all-black appearance, and you got a solid intake for just north of $300. So that is my review of the Bully Dog for your 5.4, which you can grab right here at AmericanTrucks.com.